So they start this game just like they won. Opening drive touchdown, a nice run there to finish it off.
Yeah, that's what we call an explosive run because of the distance. And being able to do that puts a little uncertainty in the minds of your opponent. Just ran a terrific route. Extremely hard to defend when it's run that precisely and the ball's delivered that accurately. In a tie game, both sides are looking for something to give them an advantage. It often falls back on special teams, and that return, that could be the spark to untie the game. What can't Deshaun Jackson do? All right, we know about the catches. We just saw another one there. Also gets involved in the return game, and he can break big plays like that. And we've seen him do it throughout his NFL career.
We have. What are you thinking of anything in particular?
I'm still remembering a certain Giants punter not following orders, and Deshaun Jackson made that big-time return all the way back for a game winner in that one. I still remember seeing the looks of disbelief on the Giants sideline.
And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral. When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
I'm not going to say that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays, he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble, your coaching staff, take care of it rest of the game. And it does get in your mind.
The defenders know it, too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know what the rule is. First guy, hold up the runner, get there and strip the ball free.
The offenses have success. You could say they've run wild a little bit. Time for the defenses to get into the act, and one does here.
Nothing like a little bit of revenge for the defense. They've had to deal with it all game long. Both offenses going up and down the field. How about it when they take the ball away and take it to the end zone?
So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Josh Norman with a pick.
His confidence has grown from his first snaps in the NFL. Found his place, found his way, and now everyone just wants to avoid throwing the football in his direction.
So that win at his back that time may have just given it the juice that it needed for 3.
And I tell you, everything had to be perfect here. Good snap. He's got to drive it low and hope. Like you say, they gets a little help, and wow, it does just sneak over the bar. Brandon, I'm not going to tell him that you called him old in our pregame meeting, but this guy has been around a long time. If there's a trick in the book, he knows it. He probably even wrote a few chapters, and this is what he's always had, and that's a nose for the football. He's able to come away with the interception. The head coach relied on his eagle eye in the sky to make the right call and was told to challenge it, and it looks like it's paid off.
And from a coach's standpoint, probably a pretty tense.
You have that little bit of indecision. You throw it where you feel like you're right, and then you think, uh-oh, did I get it right? In this case, they can celebrate. Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. Hit the holes, he's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now. And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained. Here's where team football gets tested a little bit because they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
Legs still churning.
Like a giant pinball. Forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it the money zone, and make your cash.
He needed that one more stop to have any chance, but that completion, that's likely going to seal their fate.
And you could hear it in your voice. It's so important. They just didn't get it done. Wow, what a way to finish this one off.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end. They couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly. We both knew it was a shot.